What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about 5 new details revealed for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It is the IGN first game of the month. We've actually got loads of details. We got new enemy types, all that jazz, but they did an official preview, an exclusive hands-on preview, about 7 minutes long, and they run through, kind of in passing, a couple of pretty important things on top of what we've already heard about, like the stances, right? The crossguard stance, the blaster stance. They add some extra details. So let's go through some of the new stuff. So one of the first details is the planet Koboh, right? Which is the planet we saw the 9 minutes of gameplay earlier in the month, and this is where they were able to play almost 4 hours worth when they did this preview event. And they describe it a little bit. There's caves with bosses, there's raider camps, there's Jedi chambers which have those puzzle rooms in it, there's areas that are locked, and they're locked based off of what skills/abilities you have, right? So some of these areas you're not going to be able to enter the first time around, and it was thrown in that this is your home away from home. This is a place you're going to go back to many times. It's got basically a home base in its cantina. There's AI to talk to, so this is like your hub world outside of all the other planets that you'll travel to. And in going around this world, they talked about some of the open world features. Now, this I don't think is exclusive just to this planet. I think this is things that they kind of built in as a quality of life thing. And a couple of these are markers. So there's finally markers to lead you from one place to the next. It also tells you where you've already come from. I imagine that's to kind of lower the amount of people that get lost or don't know where they're going. There's symbols that show you both what you've done and what you haven't done, right? So some games have like the little icon and it'll either be kind of grayed out or maybe it'll have a check mark on it, but just something to let you know, hey, you already did this or you didn't already do it. But also it'll have symbols to indicate areas, as I mentioned earlier, that you can't go in, right? So places that are blocked because you haven't learned a certain ability yet, they'll be marked accordingly. You'll come back later and then it'll tell you, you're able to do it. There's also fast travel and then the mounts. The mounts, I believe, was already confirmed in the trailer. I don't remember fully if fast travel, but thank God. So multiple different locations, you'll be able to fast travel from one place to the next. And then for the third thing is customization. Now this kind of falls in with the open world because a lot of this stuff is things that you're going to find around the world, right? There was customization in the first one. It seems like a lot of people didn't like it. I never truly minded it, but I didn't focus on it too hard. This game is taking it to another step. So you still find it relatively the same way, right? Kind of chests all throughout the environment, but these chests are going to give you some different kinds of customization. Hairstyles, outfits entirely. I know they tweeted about the Obi-Wan kind of robe, so they're going to kind of, I would imagine, lean into what's popular, what the fandom knows, but that's just another sign that these customization options, they're not really small things anymore. They're entire outfit designs, they're your hairstyle, bandanas, things like that. Then they talked a little bit about more opportunities to use the Force, and again, he mentioned this mainly around Koboh, but you can imagine it in other locations as well. Basically, this just means when you go fight the mini bosses, there's more objects to pick up and throw at them. There's more opportunities to use the Force. You can throw mines back out. We've seen that with some of the battle droids. They'll throw little bombs. You can push it back. There's also just mines in the area. Droids stand perfectly at like ledges, so you can pull or push them off. So just more opportunities to use the Force than what you were able to in the first game. And then the final part was when they were actually playing at a different planet entirely, more of the actual gameplay and, just away from this open world hub. And they focused on the wave base, like a challenge mode that's in this game. So this is going to be an area you can go to that just provides you wave after wave of enemies, and it mixes and matches different types of enemies, and a lot of them in this case was like battle droids that they'd have to face. We see just a really small snippet of fighting a reprogrammed Magna Guard, which we did know based off of the enemy designs, the new enemies in this game, that they'd be one of them. Super cool that they are kind of considered mini bosses in this game, but this is going to be an area, again, where you can kind of test yourself and use different powers. I'm not 100% sure if this is the same area they've shown in the past where it's a more spacey-like vibe. In fact, this is where we saw the crossguard gameplay for the first time. We still haven't seen the blaster gameplay. I believe that's the only stance of the 5 that we have yet to see in action, but we have seen the other 4. So there you go. There's the new info. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.